Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. I hope you guys all enjoyed the previous one about why I really think that Ripple will win their case against the SEC, because today we're taking it a little step further. And no, we're not talking about the lawsuit again, but we're talking about XRP and why it's extremely bullish. I guess also some Ethereum too and some other generic crypto, I guess, because we're talking about the greatest transfer of wealth in history. And having said that, make sure you press the like button if you like these XRP videos. But most importantly, comment down below what country you're watching from. Just support your country down below. I always like reading where you guys are all watching from. Having said that, let's take a little bit of a look at the greatest transfer of wealth, because it kind of gotta build up this story a little bit. Now, baby boomers are set to pass to their children a mind-boggling $68 trillion, which is the biggest generational wealth transfer ever. Much of that wealth is held in individual retirement accounts. Any mistake in the transfer of those funds can result in a big tax bite out of that inheritance. And another one here says 30 million. Whatever, there's just a lot of numbers here over the next couple, I guess I would say 25 years or so, just some great transfer of wealth from all these baby boomers, basically. When I read that, plus talking about all these lawsuits and talking about what XRP was going to get big, I kind of got thinking of what's really happening with traditional investments, basically, how much people are having locked up in gold, and really what's happened to all those funds. Now, a little bit earlier, I was watching a video, and it was a very bad video, very bad quality, but basically what it was referring to was some guy who said, what we think is going to happen right now is that this is going to be one of the greatest value transfers ever from traditional investments basically to crypto. Crypto was basically made out of thin air, and in the last 10 years, it has already gone so splendidly that nobody really thinks it's going to end, and there's more and more and more money being put inside. Now you might think, Dusty, that's not a value transfer, right? That's not a wealth transfer. Well, actually, it is. Because the way I like to define wealth in this sense is, let's say you are wealthy in terms of you have a lot of stock, you have a lot of gold or something like that. It's really taking a lot of money out of those and putting it into crypto. You might disagree with it for right now, but that's because we're only 11 years or something like that into this whole crypto ordeal, maybe 12 years. We're really early. Gold has been here for how long? Extremely long. Stocks have been here for how long? Extremely long. Crypto is just here for 10. And already look at how much money is in this crypto space. There's already $1.1 trillion inside. And the fun fact is, right now, as we just said, a lot of this money is really stuck with the baby boomers in like some crazy funds like that. A lot of this money is going to be transferring over into the newer generation, which we've already proven likes crypto more than gold. So let's say a good percentage of this was locked up in gold, a good percentage of this was locked up in just stocks because of their retirement funds. They're going to be taking all that out, bonds too, and put a lot of it into crypto. I am very convinced of that. But then I wanted to take it a step further. I got to thinking, like, Nostro Vostro, right? That's still a big issue because there's still quite a lot of money stuck in that too. However, we all know that, let's quickly read this, I guess, cross-border payments have risen dramatically in importance and just in amount of money. Let's quickly read it here, right? Because this is pretty interesting to me. This is an article on Forbes from February 10th, 2019. It says, there's no such thing as dormant funds in banking. And I didn't even know that this one was about Ripple when I clicked it on, all right? It says here, however, one of the principal claims made by Ripple for XRP is that it would free up $5 trillion that is sitting dormant in bank Nostro Vostro accounts around the world. And again, they're going to debate that. I would like to debate once more that it's true. They're saying it's not true, but let's quickly read this part. Although the amount of interest banks pay each other for Vostro balances have fallen dramatically, since the advent of near-zero interest rates, balances in Nostro Vostro accounts are higher than ever, because again, there's really not that much interest, so it's pretty fine to do. McKinsey says that at the end of 2015, Nostro balances worldwide exceeded $27 trillion. It's worth remembering that at this point, that for each Nostro there is a Vostro, which is its mirror image. Together, Nostros and Vostros worldwide total to zero. That's again debatable, this exact sentence, but alright. According to McKinsey, the reason why Nostro balances are so high is rapidly growing international transactions. Cross-border payments have risen dramatically. Ripple's argument is that Nostro/Vostro balances lock up funds that could be put to better use, so that $27 trillion contains a large element that is not doing anything. Ripple estimates $5 trillion, though it doesn't say where they got the figure from. And I would like to state, you may say whatever you want about this whole ordeal, and they're also talking about the FX market in the sense that Ripple has always said there's $5 trillion a day in the FX market, which they'll basically, take over, at least a part of that $5 trillion. I don't exactly know all these estimates because it's a pretty long time ago since they were talking about this. However, I got my own theory about this. I got my own little thoughts. For example, here they're talking about, of course, international payments typically take between 2 to 3 days, so funds are locked up during that time, but the final settlement element of that does not take 2 to 3 days. FX settlement is instant within the continuous linked settlement, CLS systems, 5-hour time zone window, yada, yada, yada. What it comes down to is the fact that the real money transfer takes 2-3 days, but it happening on your FX account, for example, can be nearly instant because the Nostro/Vostro system is in the back end. At least that's what I fetched from this. If it is wrong, let me know, but that's the way I think. I've sometimes thought, what if all that money is just taken out, right? Because you don't really need any Nostro/Vostro. So let's say there's 27 trillion locked up that's always doing something, which some people might argue. It is still unnecessary to have any money locked up, basically. Because if you think about it, you don't need any money locked up and transferred between countries or transferred between borders if XRP can do it borderless, basically. And again, there's a bigger picture behind this, which is that right now, there's, for example, the US might have US dollars in a lot of different countries or in their own national, treasury, basically, have a lot of foreign currencies that they might just use for value transfer. If that all can be taken away, you don't only need one currency, basically, because you can do all the transfers instantly because it's really an online currency only. You don't need to move anything in, the real world. That's extremely, extremely simple. So that's, again, just my thoughts about the whole situation. I've just been thinking about that for a little while. If that really happens, then a lot of money is also being put into crypto, or specifically XRP. And in a different end, it's also, again, kind of a shift that happens over these generations. Because the previous generation, which was with this whole SWIFT system that is normally in Nostro/Vostro, that whole system is really going to be taken out and thrown out the window. Because we, as the newer generation, and again, if you're under 65, I'm going to say under 45, maybe 40. I don't know what the official what is the new name? Denominator? What's the name for that? Millennials. Those freaking things. I guess millennials. I don't even know what age group a millennial really is. But let's assume that's the newer generation. Maybe everybody like 60 plus is like the older generation who's basically thought of this whole SWIFT system. Yeah, it's going to be really thrown out the window by the newer because we don't like to wait. We are a lot more impatient than the older ones because, well, we have everything fast. And I'm definitely signing for the option to go for payments instantly rather than waiting 3 days if that's the traditional way to do it. I don't care about having some real cash backing something if it's just extremely fast and extremely convenient. You might be thinking, whoa, but I want real backing for things. Okay, but the majority of the newer generation probably doesn't care for that. They don't care. They don't look, all right? And again, I'm making an oversimplification here, but they don't look at the real backend. They don't care about what's really going on in the back end. They care about making things convenient, fast, and just easy. So from that perspective, I also think a lot of this value that's right now locked up, in my opinion, we might disagree, but all right, will be freed up, which again, XRP could be taken over, or could at least be put into some online money. So again, just this whole money in the real world is going to be transferred to online, albeit CBDC. It's going to be shifted. And think about it from a different perspective as well. A lot of these banking giants here, I do think as well, will die out in due time. XRP has taken over quite a lot, and even though you might call it banking currency, it actually has shown as well that a lot of these banks and their functions are quite unnecessary. The whole intrabank system is kind of crumbling as negative interest rates take over, and I do believe they're creating a CBDC not only for intrabank services, but mostly because the banking sector is dying out and they want to keep control. Barry Silbert just said, after Bloomberg first said, Goldman Sachs strategist has a warning over Bitcoin's value. Barry said Bitcoin will outlive Goldman Sachs. A lot of the banks right now are skeptical towards crypto. A lot of them are not that skeptical towards Ripple and XRP because they want to work with them, but they're skeptical towards crypto. But I would like to say these banks, in due time, will be gone. Crypto is here to stay. Crypto will stay here forever. There's only going to be more and more value locked inside, only more and more value going to be dedicated to it. And again, I'm not sure whether or not it will only be XRP or also coins like Ethereum, because if you think about it, Ethereum also has a lot of value locked up. If you think about DeFi or Yeah, literally, just call it DeFi. It's the newer way to lend money. The banking system is being taken over by Ethereum, for example. You might say, okay, but Flare can do it too and things on top of XRPL. Yeah, sure. But Ethereum basically is what still causes all of it. Even though they're building on top of XRPL, it's still an integration with Ethereum. And Ethereum is basically the basis of DeFi, right? We can disagree with that, but I don't think you can really make a good argument to state that Ethereum is not the basis for DeFi as of this point. There's so much money locked up right now in DeFi. How much is there in DeFi? 25 billion, 30 billion? How much? I don't know. A lot. And that's only going to be getting bigger and bigger as well. So again, that's getting rid of this banking system, which means more transfer of wealth that they normally have in their bank accounts or normally have in those systems, in high yield interest accounts or whatever, into crypto because they want to lock it up in DeFi, for example. This makes sense to you guys? It makes a lot of freaking sense in my head. It's just the greatest wealth transfer in the world that's happening right as we speak. And that's again why I'm so extremely bullish. Here, altcoins and DeFi tokens rally as Ethereum price hits 1650. The crypto itself is going up, but that really doesn't matter for the value of wealth, right? You might say, okay, but the value goes up because people are putting money in. This is just peanuts. It's mostly about what they lock up on the platform or what they put in from their different investments. This could have also just been bought with US dollars, which I don't know if we should really consider a wealth transfer unless, yeah, I guess we can also do that. Mark Cuban, though, has said the exact same thing. A lot of these guys will be going over to cryptos or basically NFTs as well. Binance unveils PayPal competitor Binance Pay with BTC, Ethereum, and BNB. Once more, guys, think about it as well. Eventually, the normal currency is going to be the currencies which these card providers come up with, which might transfer to US dollars still, but their main currency might be a certain crypto. Crypto.com, a lot of people already have that cryptocurrency because it gives them benefits for the card, and they just transfer to US dollar whenever they need it. Because these are the better investments. These are the better things to hold. It's just so interesting to me how it's all changing right now. We're part of it, and XRP hopefully and most likely is going to be a very big part from the top on forward. Guys, check out GSX2. A link will be down below. I've personally invested in it because I think, hey, it's a gold-backed currency. It's the first of its kind. It's basically taking the best of both worlds of gold and of crypto. It is a gold-backed coin, the first of its kind, as I just said. And basically their value, which is backing these coins, is going to keep continuing on as they reinvest. And right now it's 10 cents a coin with a 17% bonus plus 5% bonus for using my link. They also have staking and they also have a YouTube series. Just check them out, I guess. Link down below. I personally put some money in, as I just said. Again, it's not certain to be doing good, but I like to bet on it, right? I like to bet. That was it for today. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video. But most importantly, let me know if it makes sense down below. Let me know if it makes sense to you at all.